Trapped in my Facebook jail, yeah. All because I wanna say the children. Kids disappearing by the millions. I don't understand what's the deal, yeah. I can tell this ain't freedom, this jail, yeah. Hell yeah. Every time I tell the truth, baby, right there I post, they delete me. Facebook stop censoring me. I post, they delete me. TikTok stop censoring me. I post, they delete. See, and I'll be there to post it right back up. Post, they delete. See, and I'll be there to post it right back up. They don't mind when that ass on the gram. They don't mind when you bust it open on a handstand. Get us back. They don't mind when them guns in the air. They don't mind when you tell them kids to smoke a whole gram, yeah. Hey, they tryna play us. You better stay up. You better wake up. Take a red pill, the left is dangerous. They done messed up tryna make me famous, yeah. And I'm hot, now you can't censor that. Feel good music, I know how to bring it back. Right side music, I'ma kill it, that's a fact. Can't nobody stop me, mainstream is where I'm at. Take the truth down, bet you I can bring it back. Take the truth down, bet you we gon' bring it back. TikTok tried to slow me down, just relax. Got the gram poppin', then Patriots got my back. Can we have our freedom back? Just want it back, yeah. I just want it back, yeah. We just want our freedom back. Just want it back, yeah. Every time I tell the truth, baby, right there I post, they delete me. Facebook stop censoring me. I post, they delete me. TikTok stop censoring me. I post, they delete. See, and I'll be there to post it right back up. Post, they delete. Yeah. See, and I'll be there to post it right back up.
Ooh, free Alex Jones. Hey, Roger Stone, he still ain't do nothing wrong. Free Q9, everybody else is gone. They only trying to expose what's really going on. Twitter and Instagram wanna shadow ban me and think I'm controversial, they don't understand me. I doubt I get nominated for any Grammy, but at least I hear I'm proud of you from my family. LGBT think I'm hateful, get offended even when I'm being playful. I know you sold your soul, how much did they pay you? You supposed to make the money, not let money make you. When I post, they delete. They know I'm living with you, they try and suppress my reach. But when I tell the truth, they keep calling it hate speech. But they can back my religion in schools when they teach. But I'm crazy.
Can we have our freedom back? Just want it back, yeah. I just want it back, yeah. We just want our freedom back. Just want it back, yeah.
What is up, YouTube? What is up, internet? How's it going? How's it going? We'll get started just a second here.
Stop censoring me. I post, they delete. See, and I'll be there to post it right back up. Post, they delete. See, and I'll be there to post it right back up. Trapped in my Facebook jail, yeah. All because I wanna say the children. Kids disappearing by the millions. I don't understand what's the deal, yeah. I can tell this ain't freedom, this jail, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yo, shout out to that track on the intro. That track is Loza Alexander featuring Bryson Gray. That's an old one from the archives of last year. That's a good one. That's a classic one. That's a bop, as they would say. We're chilling. We're big chilling tonight, you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Had a good week so far. It is already Wednesday, August 24th. The week is flying by. I've been super productive. I've been keeping my head down, so I haven't really had a lot of opportunity to kind of catch up on the internet and figure out what's going on in the stream world, which sometimes is a good thing, to be honest with you. Not being glued to the internet, not being glued to your seat, but actually glued to the real world, to reality. Getting stuff done, like I told you guys on the last stream. I've been super productive lately. I've been on my grind, working. And not only am I working, getting things done productively, I've been staying healthy, like I told you guys last stream. So Another day in the books. We're back streaming tonight. We're going to hang out and chill, watch some street epistemology videos. This will be something interesting, I think, for you guys if you've done this before. This is some content. Oh, let me fix this. There we go. Now I'm in the view. This will be some content that we'll watch tonight that I think will open some people's eyes a little bit, and it'll open up some discussions. So hopefully if you just relax for a bit. This is going to be a 13-minute video. We're going to kind of sit back and react. Ask if I'm hungry. I'm good. I ate food. Thank you very much. But anyways, we're going to watch some street epistemology. This video is from Peter Boguchon. If you guys have not seen his YouTube channel, this will be a great introduction to him. His content and his style of making videos is super unique, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this. We'll get right into it. We're just going to react as we listen and watch. So sit back, enjoy, and strap in. This one is going to be the only remedy to past discrimination, present discrimination.
The only remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. You don't have to. Is that only if you believe that? Okay.
You know what? I'm fortuitous.
Okay. Okay. So the only remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination. Why are you on slightly agree?
Well, how do we define present discrimination? How do we define that?
Well, how would you define it?
This guy already moved over.
I don't really know. Let's see. Okay.
But you know enough to have moved.
Yes. I would think that, like, to not try and undo our wrongs of the past, but try to move forward in a better way is not to continue to alienate groups of people as the way we've done in the past.
So you'd have to discriminate against them by definition of the question.
No, I don't think we should discriminate against them. Maybe I moved the
Wait,
wrong way.
what?
Okay, you're free to move. You can move any way you want. You can move to neutral. You can move to. You want to move.
The people are already moving, so you guys are getting the concept right off the bat. There's a bunch of lines on there. The middle line is neutral. Obviously, to the right is slightly disagree, and strongly disagree. And to the left, you have slightly agree, and strongly agree. And these people are here putting themselves on the line, literally and figuratively, explaining their reasoning and logic behind their beliefs, basically. The ideas that they share and they believe. This is a good way to kind of peek into some people's minds.
You moved? Tell me, why did you move?
You know, I'm kind of confused by the prompt, to be honest.
Okay, talk to me.
Well, I don't think you should discriminate against people, period. But I don't really know, like, what defines past discrimination and present.
Okay, so let's say that there was slavery in this country, which there was. Mm-hmm. And the only way to remedy that discrimination is to discriminate against people in the present to make up for that. Oh my gosh, you've moved again. Wow, okay.
I think I need more time to think about it.
Okay, well, this is a free country. You have plenty of time. So we've had a lot of...
She couldn't answer.
You decided to stay there. Yeah, okay. What are you thinking?
A little nervous to give an
I
answer.
guess I have to kind of explain myself because this can look bad if you take discrimination as kind of like... I've always thought of discrimination as sort of an unjust thing, which is why I'm hesitant to even be standing here in the first place. But if you look at discrimination as like recognizing the differences between groups and how that affects them in a modern day, it's kind of unfair to treat everyone equally when just 100 years ago we put... other groups of people
Wait,
at such, like,
what?
an economic disadvantage, and in a system like capitalism and like a market economy that we're in, the disadvantage that we've placed these people at has absolutely ruined them in today's economy. And so to not like take that into account is kind of unfair.
This guy's playing the white savior.
Okay, what did you mean by unfair?
It's imbalanced. It puts people, like, if you're born into an economically disadvantaged family, you have less of a chance at gaining economic success than if you...
Do you know that that's true, or is that speculation?
It's speculation, but I'm pretty sure.
Really? What about all the Nigerians
sure.
who come here? What about all the Asians, the Koreans?
Well, I'm sure there's 1,000 examples of people who have broken this status quo. I mean, of course, you can find a million examples. I'm just saying the general trend I feel like in capitalism is that the wealth stays kind of towards the top and there's not a ton of motion overall in the system.
And to fix that, we need to discriminate against
What's up, Lindsay? Welcome on
people
in.
now.
Well, I guess you kind of just have to take into account what's happened in the past and maybe work towards allowing people towards the bottom of your system. I'm not necessarily saying judge people based on like skin color and things like that.
Okay. I think I
He's,
have it. I'm trying
he's
to
trying to
work
give
through
a
this. This is very
reparations argument
complicated.
there, but it was terrible.
It is a tough, but that's why we're asking it. If it was an easy question, there'd be no point in anybody's wasting anybody's time.
I know, right?
Yeah.
This is good. This is good.
So the only remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination. So why you moved? Tell me why you moved.
So firstly, I mean, I've experienced a decent amount of discrimination, period. I would say your slavery example is a really like topical and a really useful kind of benefit for just this question. But I think in that like sphere of discrimination, I just think generally all discrimination is bad. I think like
Of course, all
discrimination
discrimination
against
is
people, 'cause
bad.
we
all
discriminate against
discrimination.
stuff.
This is
Like
so
when you
dumb.
got that.
This is pretty straightforward for me. I would go straight to the strongly disagree, and yeah, I mean discrimination against any person is bad. It doesn't matter.
Shake, which looks awesome. But when you, no, I'm just. It looks. I'm trying to cut down. I'm trying to cut back on my sugars. But when you got that, you discriminated against another shake, like another flavor. So not all discrimination is bad. I have to, like, we're talking about discrimination against people, but we need some discrimination, don't we? I mean, we discriminate against blind people becoming airplane pilots.
I think choice discrimination is a really important thing to
Okay.
factor in. For example, yeah, you do not want a blind person
Interesting.
to be an airplane pilot, just like you wouldn't want a person without hands to be.
Damn it! This is why these street epistemology videos are so good, because they make you really question your ideas. And I guess they are. You know, it is right. You know, the statement that he's saying there that you know, discriminating against blind people from flying a plane is you know, discrimination in a form.
Be your driver.
Correct.
I think
So-
that is a really important
Interesting.
distinction to have.
Interesting
But I feel
thought.
like the distinction that you're like postulating, I guess, like specifically in the like race, color.
That's how I was thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that considering, especially being a POC, like considering other POCs and the discrimination that they're facing, I know personally it doesn't feel great to be discriminated against, especially.
And
on the
you
basis
said you have been.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable if I ask you about that or no?
I'm fine with it.
Would you? Can I ask how old you are?
I'm 19.
He
No,
can't
oh,
stop
you're a young
drinking.
guy.
He's
So
he's
you've
nervous.
experienced that in the last couple years here
Yeah,
at here.
yeah, I'd say I've experienced it most recently, like this past term. Definitely throughout my life. For sure.
Positive or negative?
Definitely negative. I feel like most discrimination, especially the type of discrimination you're talking about here, at least for me, always feels negative.
Can you give me an example if that's if you're comfortable only if you're comfortable doing that?
Yeah, totally. I guess an example for me would be like earlier in my freshman year, I was part of an ARC, and one of the friend groups that I was part of, I would
Low
consider
IQ is
myself
money
in that group
discrimination?
to be an example of tokenism. It was like 8 people in the group, all of them white guys / girls. I'm the only POC in the group. Anytime we're talking about, and like this was a relatively like race forward,
What's
kind
up?
of progressive, thought forward group of people.
But that's why they did that.
Yeah, but I mean, feeling like when I think about it, the situation that I was in a year back, and I think about it now, feeling uncomfortable and agitated with being the
This guy is yapping
prospect
on.
of that tokenism, really makes me feel sad.
That's super interesting. So they put you in the group because, to use your language, you're a POC.
Somewhat, yeah. Like again, I can notice other people in the group and them adopting other people into the group, but none of them being POCs. And
Okay,
it makes me feel sad.
Yeah,
honestly.
sure. Of course
Like,
it does. Yeah, sure.
'cause,
Okay,
like,
so
you
I'm
know,
coming back to you. So, okay,
Wokeness.
so the only remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination. So if people have been discriminated against in the past, we can make up for that by discriminating against people right now. That's how I take that question. Everybody take that question that way. Is there anything that he said that would cause you to move one? Oh, you're moving. You move. Oh, look, you even followed the rule. Oh, look, you even followed the rule. Wow, everybody, this is amazing. This is wow. Yeah, I'm very impressed. Okay, so tell me why you moved.
So I guess I was kind of thinking of this more as like an economic question, where I feel like you need to kind of compensate in a way for groups who have
Like
been,
I said, he was talking
marginalized and are
reparations.
forced to the bottom of like our
He keeps going to
socioeconomic ladder.
reparations.
Like
It's
stuff
like
like
ingrained in
affirmative
him.
action, I find is like at least a little bit important, because if people like don't have enough of a chance to like make
It's a
it in-
sign someone's listening to you. They want you to move. They want everybody to keep moving lines. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I feel like it's important to
Strong take. Affirmative action is racist.
take into account people's backgrounds when like you think, okay, if nobody in a certain group of color is making it into a college, maybe you have a problem, and maybe you do
You want to know how you can perpetuate racism as a state? Affirmative action. Wow. What a
need
thought.
to compensate for that in some regards, even though it sounds kind of unfair to say, okay, we're giving you more of a chance based on your skin color. That feels bad to say, but I feel like its existence is still kind of important, because you need to make sure you're giving everyone an equal chance.
Even if certain cultures have developed certain practices of like study, forbearance, work hard, working, prudence, stuff like that.
I mean, that's what kind of made me move to slightly agree, is because I'm realizing I don't want to look at it in that way. And when it says only, that makes me feel bad too. It's obviously not the only way to remedy past discrimination. I just feel like it has to be at least some part of it. So, I'm
So,
still
okay.
kind of-
Does anybody think that's an idiotic statement? What do you think of that statement?
Idiotic.
Well, what do you think? What do you think of that statement?
I don't think it's productive, really, in talking about racism. I think that you need to uplift voices that have been marginalized for many, many years. But I don't know if
See-
playing on words.
This is good. He's getting to the root of the issue here, where these people are saying, you know, they want to uplift the marginalized, they want to help the marginalized, they want to help, economically stimulate the marginalized, whatever it is, marginal minority groups, anything like that they could try to pick out. This is what the woke and the left has been just fucking on. I don't know what it is. They just constantly are pushing this whole agenda of affirmative action and wokeism and tokenism and everything like that for these leftists. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. The fact that that exists like that doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any logical sense to me. They want to help and help the marginalized, the minority groups by isolating them, and then basically discriminating against everybody else because they feel like they need to give them a step up or a leg up or like help them out or like be their savior. I don't know what the fuck it is with the left and their woke agenda and always trying to like isolate groups and say that they're there to help and be the savior, but you all know what it is. It's pure race baiting tactics.
Discrimination and distinguishing what discrimination really means in that sense is productive and
possibly, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but could one say irresponsible?
irresponsible in what sense?
To discriminate?
I'm coming back to you. We're gonna wrap it up pretty soon, but so you moved. So you're neutral. So you don't know what
I think he realizes at this point, because this is a short video, 13 minutes. I think he realized he's got a bunch of moron lefties standing here. With
Talk to me.
It took me a minute to kind of like articulate to me what this sentence meant, and I kind of looked at it at first in a way. The only way to remedy past discrimination is to kind of uplift the groups that have been discriminated and like not discriminate them in a negative sense, but kind of discriminate them as bringing them into more importance in our society.
There we go.
Kind of,
There it is.
saying,
They're all
like, uplift those
regurgitating the
voices that
same
have been
fucking
suppressed for
thought.
so many
Okay,
years.
pause on that. I just want to say pause on that. So if you want to uplift them and bring them into society, let's say that you want to do that, but it comes at the expense of
That's
other
discrimination and
people. Is that
racism.
morally acceptable?
No.
I would say no.
Okay, so then why aren't you on the slightly
Exactly.
disagree line if
The
that's your
only
line?
smart individual in the group, the only person with even half a brain is the guy that's wearing the green hoodie sweatshirt with the skateboard. He's on the strongly disagree side. Or no, it's the fully disagree. Not yet. He fully disagrees with the statement, which everybody should be standing on that line or at the furthest line on there. Just period.
Should move then.
This is a free country. If you want to move, I'm not going to tell you to move. If you want to move, if you think your reason is justified and you staying on that line, stay there. If you don't, you're welcome
This
to
girl
move
started
your
out
way.
the whole fucking thing in the wrong spot. And from there, she's been trying to.
All right, you're going to move. Okay. A lot of moving here. Have you heard anybody over there say anything that would cause you to move to the slightly disagree? In other words, one line to the right.
Nah. If anything, I'm gonna move to the strongly disagree.
There you go.
Okay. Okay. What would it take? Okay. Well, let's talk about that for a second. What would it take to move you to the strongly disagree?
Honestly, I'm kind of on the verge of moving to the strongly disagree now. I think your question, especially about like the morality of undercutting one group of discriminated versus another group,
He's got it.
and whether it's morally just or not.
He's
kinda
got
makes me
it.
Want to move there anyway? Like to the. I guess whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a free country, right?
It's a free country. Okay. Is everybody satisfied with the line they're on? No? Yeah.
I kind of want to move to neutral.
Okay. Please go ahead. Oh, you're at neutral? Okay. Now.
These kids can't
I
even
think the
figure
reason
it
why I'm
out,
at
man.
Neutral is because I don't feel like I agree with the question in general, but I feel like if I don't agree with the question, I should be at disagree. But I don't really know.
Wow! Intelligent thought process here. We've worked through it. 13 minutes in, or 12 and a half minutes in, we finally are starting to get to the thought process that discrimination against any person or class of person, race, ethnicity, gender, any of this shit is just outright outrageous. Strongly disagree with the thought that the only remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination. Strongly disagree.
Stay at neutral.
Okay, well, let's drill. If you don't agree with the question, it doesn't make any. Does it make sense to you to be on neutral?
You know, I don't. I guess
You
not.
notice how
I
he
guess
turned
it
his
makes
question
sense for me
in-
to be on disagree.
The way he said it back to her. That's a street epistle.
Wow, this is
Smart. All right, where did she go? Wait.
Makes sense for me to be on disagree.
Went to neutral, slightly to
Wow.
disagree.
This is wow. Okay. Well, this is.
So the two people of color on the strongly disagree and the disagree, and then you got the two white folks on the now neutral and slightly disagree.
This is really interesting.
This
Okay,
is
well,
fucking culture
thank you,
wokeism
everybody,
right
for
here.
participating in this. So I do want to just tell you whose claim. This is not my claim. This is not my claim. This is Ibram X. Kendi's claim, the primary anti-racist in the country right now, one of the main anti-racists. And he's written that and spoken about that, and he believes that to remedy past discrimination, the example I gave with slavery, we have to discriminate against people moving forward. So, correct.
Yeah,
It's gonna take
she
your
called
mind
it out.
moment to think about that because I think we've all been hoodwinked by words.
She said, anti-racist?
Anti-racism doesn't mean
That's right.
what one thinks.
Liar.
It does. Well, good. Was that fun? Did you guys get something out of that? Was that?
He says he's anti-racist. What does that kind of harken back to? What does that kind of remind you of? The anti-racist that's actually a racist. I can't remember.
make you think about stuff? Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys playing the critical thinking
Anti-something.
game.
Can't remember. Anyways, there's Peter Bergeron, or Boguchon, excuse me. Peter Boguchon. Go check out his YouTube channel. We're going to watch another one of his videos here. He puts out stuff all the time. All sorts of crazy videos and topics. You can see it on his YouTube channel. He's got almost 100,000 subscribers. I've been paying attention to his content lately. It's been really good to watch the discussions unfold. Actually, you know what? Let's continue the discussion. Look, there's another one. Same topic. Let's go into it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so slightly. Okay. Agree. Disagree. Okay. What are your reasons for agreeing?
I think that we can't just look at discrimination in the context of something that's happened in the past, and that we need to point to things that are happening today in order to combat them. We can't just look back at the Holocaust and say this is a terrible thing that's occurred. This is in the past. We're never going to do this again.
Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro. Stop. You guys, what the fuck is wrong with people, dude? Holy shit, this guy he's going into it. He's going to go full fucking deep into it. He's going to go head first into a lava pit right now. He said, fuck me. Let's put myself on the cross and die. He said, we're going to go to that hill and we're going to die on it. He's going for it. He's really going for it. You guys hear it? I'm backing it up a couple seconds. Holy shit, this guy's off his rocker. He's really about to go there.
We need to point to things that are happening today in order to combat them. We can't just look back at the Holocaust and say this is a terrible thing that's occurred. This is in the past. We're never going to do this again, and keep it as this evil in the back of our minds that's not going on in the present day. We need to look to what's going on now,
bro,
in order to fight against what's happened in the past and what will happen in the future.
Did you guys hear that?
What is
He
your reason
went there.
for disagreeing?
He went full on. He went full bore, dude. Oh my god.
Well, this comes.
He
basically
did
the
it.
crux is that discrimination is wrong, and that's kind of where my argument ends. Of course, there's things that we have to do to address the past, and I mean, racism is America's greatest sin.
Is he on the
for sure.
disagree?
So you had things like affirmative action, busing, to help black students and students of color. And that seems reasonable. What's coming out now is sort of the Ibram X. Kendi, Nicole Hannah-Jones school of thought, where discrimination is everywhere, racism is everywhere. So we have to.
This guy is extra uber
we have
woke
to
up.
radically balance the system.
So the idea for
He's
you
got his own
is
mic,
that
too.
discrimination is wrong.
That's
Full stop.
I
Yeah.
think I could stop right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I forgot to say we were being.
Hey, that guy was based as fuck, dude. He was based. That guy was based. He was bacon based, dude. He was a cooked steak based, dude. That guy was basting in his own butter. He was based.
recorded. Obviously, yeah. Obviously, yeah. Okay. So, do you agree with his argument that discrimination is wrong? Full stop.
Yes.
Yes, but I think that calling something discrimination doesn't necessarily mean that it's discrimination.
This guy is still on that hill. He's about to die on it, you guys. This guy is about to die on that hill of the whole. He's claiming. He's made the claim right off the bat. He made the claim that the Holocaust isn't something we should look at negatively, because then it's put in this position of we can never do this type of thing again, when he thinks maybe there's a justification for a case maybe in the future tense, because we shouldn't look at the past tense and use that as a judgment for our future actions. This guy is a moron.
That's a concept that's applied from the outside in. Like, you can always say an action is discrimination, but I don't think any actor is saying that their action is discriminatory.
He can't even talk.
Like,
He's speechless.
what's an example of
Define discrimination. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
The other guy's snooping back. Oh, this is fucking good, dude. This is good. The guy right here. He's the guy with the microphone, the bass guy. He starts trying. You can see him slipping over, and he's like, "Can you define discrimination?" Because this guy is off it, dude.
Define discrimination. Any
I gotta go
actor,
back.
and that's a concept that's applied from the outside in. Like, you can always say an action is discrimination, but I don't think any actor is saying that their action is discriminatory. Right?
The
Like,
look on his
what's an
face.
example of
Define discrimination. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, define discrimination.
Discrimination. Well, in the context of this question, it would be, for example, preferential treatment in academic admissions for a group whose members have been historically oppressed.
I don't think that
This
the
guy.
people who are advocating for these policies would say that's discrimination.
This guy.
And if they, okay. Oh, I see. So,
Yeah.
so you're saying that the policy. Let me make sure I have this correct, because now it's getting a little complicated.
It is
You're
very
saying that if
complicated.
someone believes that, they would not say it's discrimination. They would say it's something else like equity.
Yeah, they would say it's fighting discrimination. They would be drawing the playing field at a different
We heard this in the last one.
level than the person saying that affirmative action is.
Do you guys notice the theme that's going on between the previous video and this video and this guy? They're trying to make the claim that, we need to uplift the minority groups that have been oppressed in the past. We need to save them. He's doing the white savior thing right here, this guy. And he had a terrible way of opening up that whole argument. But can you guys see how the academics have, speaking of which, academic and student recreation center, how academic institutions have brainwashed people into believing the same narrative about minority groups and bringing them up and basically isolating them and segmenting them off, essentially segregating them. And instead of doing terrible, despicable things like we did in the past, we'll give them we'll treat them differently. We'll just treat them like they're greater than everybody else, or we'll discriminate against other people to make up for it. It's like, this is the lamest argument ever.
Discrimination.
Okay. So, to make sure I got it though, so they would be saying they would not be using the word discrimination, although we're describing exactly the same phenomenon.
Yes.
But it would still be discrimination.
Maybe. They would think that their argument would be that affirmative action would be fighting discrimination.
Yeah, this guy you're right about that, Pool Pro. He's trying to explain this in a third person perspective. He's like, this isn't what I think. It's what other people would be thinking about the situation. Should it be the case? This guy is fucked up, dude.
That it would be discriminatory to not promote people who are historically underrepresented in universities.
Oh, okay.
So like affirmative action?
What, you have any thoughts on that? Because that's kind of complicated.
It is complicated. Well, it makes perfect sense. I think what you said, like in the context of the 1970s, coming out of the civil rights movement, you had a lot of schools that weren't even integrated yet. So you had busing, you had affirmative action to drive up college rates among minority students. The context of today, I mean, I know that quote, the only remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination. That's from some high-end academic, and their ideas are far beyond and don't really connect that much with the affirmative action programs and similar programs of 50 years ago. There's just I just don't have a connection between those two.
Okay, so does that seem to you to be
So that guy's pretty nuanced. That guy is actually pretty fucking nuanced right there.
Just linguistically disingenuous or does that seem to be playing fast and loose with the word discrimination?
I think that the past discrimination might be getting defined differently than the present discrimination here.
This motherfucking idiot is still on that hill trying to die on it, man. He started out with the whole Holocaust, basically saying that we should look at the Holocaust as such a bad, well, we can look at it as a bad thing, he's saying. But this guy's arguing, he's saying that now you should look at it in a different sense because the times have changed and now people need to get punished. Like, he thinks that, and the
society
might allow this for some particular group.
They're drawing different lines in the sand over what constitutes discrimination and what is discriminating against what. Like, is it the social, like the larger social apparatus discriminating against the individual, or is it the institution of a college discriminating against a social set?
Got it. Okay, so I guess my question is, hold on, we're filled this time, but we can get you next time. So I guess my question is, if you and I agree upon the definition of discrimination and we don't have to listen, do you agree with that claim?
I don't know what you mean by that claim necessarily.
The only remedy to past discrimination is present
What a moron,
discrimination.
dude.
The only way to fix the fact that people have had legitimate instances of oppression and systemic bigotry, etc., is to discriminate against other people right now.
I think that the enemy here is discrimination as a whole, and that fighting against that means maybe drawing lines in the sand and saying is like affirmative action is the real point here. That's what.
No, it's not.
Right?
That's just one little
Okay.
teeny thing. I mean, it's just the whole, like he said, it's just like this whole infrastructure of stuff.
This guy hurts my
Okay.
brain.
I would say,
But yes, it is
Yeah.
it is a
Yeah.
part. Yes.
but if we're focusing on affirmative action, it's discriminatory to not accept that
Can this guy
certain
figure it out?
social groups have historically been underrepresented in higher education. It's
Can this guy figure his fucking concept out here? Can he get his thought together here? Can he pull it off? I feel like this is people like this I can't follow.
discriminatory
You know what I mean?
to claim that these factors don't exist and to just put everybody on a level playing field there.
How I'm almost tracking, but how is that
Can't track. I
discriminatory
can't
as
track.
opposed to just a descriptive statement?
Because you're not accepting that we're living in a broader social context here. You're not
He's fucking-
accepting that society doesn't put everyone on an equal playing field to begin with.
That would mean it's still discriminatory, but that discrimination is morally justified. It wouldn't mean that it's not discriminatory.
So do you think that discrimination can be morally justified?
Well, that's the nature of the whole question.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that discrimination is something that we have to fight against, and to acknowledge it as an opponent, we might have to play by its rules.
So we may have to discriminate against some people. Oh, so that's the reason that you're on the agree.
I think that discrimination is the enemy that we're fighting against here.
So
Save me! Can somebody fucking save me now?
how come? How come?
What
come you're not
the
on the
fuck
strongly
is this
agree?
guy on, dude?
Because I don't fully understand the context of the question that you're
Okay.
posing to me.
Okay.
This guy is this is one of the problems in society today. Guys like this. Look at him. He's got he's so disheveled too. Like you can see he's trying to be put together. He's got his glasses, his little spiky hair, his little coat, but his whole entire thought process and reasoning is fucked right now. It's fucked. We'll go to Ant later. I mean, I don't give realistically, I don't give a fuck about 1776. All right? I don't give a fuck about those people over there. Nobody should. Turn off the stream. Let's watch this.
I just see a statement here. I'm standing on agree. He's standing on disagree. I kind of sensed that there was going to be an agree-disagree here because of the way that this is set up.
Oh, no, I had no idea where he's going to stand.
Oh, cool.
No, I have
Ah!
no idea. He was too.
He said,
I
"I'm
didn't
not
tell him where to
paid."
go or anything.
Honestly, I enjoy challenging the structure
I
of
know you do.
the thing that I'm in.
That's good.
My
Ah!
personal beliefs here could land across the spectrum.
Oh,
I
so
could-
you are willing to?
I could make an argument from any one of these lines, but I feel like agree
Oh,
is
he's losing
what
it.
needs a platform here.
All right, let's.
Oh, he's losing it. And he's fully going on that hill to die. He said, I'm going up the hill. I'm climbing to the top. And I'm going to die on it. This motherfucking weirdo, dude. This motherfucking weirdo. Sorry for your ears. Fuck it, dude. Turn it down a little bit. I'm getting wild, dude. I'm getting wild. This shit triggers me, dude. I can't lie. This shit triggers me, bro. I can't lie. This is out of control. This dude started out with the Holocaust argument, okay? Whack, weak, terrible argument. Don't go there. Then he went on to the whole we should discriminate against people trying to like talk up minorities. Now he's on the I could argue from any point. Oh man, this shit's getting wild, dude.
Let's try something as a critical thinking exercise. Did you have me for critical thinking?
I did.
Let's try something as a critical thinking exercise. I've never done this before, but let's try it. Would you guys switch lines?
Sure.
I'm going to give you a second to think. Make an argument for that line. And I'm going to ask you the same thing. I'm going to give you a second to think. Tell me when you're ready.
We can go.
Okay. Make an argument for that line.
So the trails of discrimination in the U.S., especially racial discrimination, we're still feeling that and experiencing that, and so we have to take action to level the playing field today, and that requires present discrimination along racial lines.
So there was a guy who's standing there who's disappeared now. That was kind of his argument.
Yeah, it's like the principle of equity and the social justice term, I would say. Like I mentioned before, Ibram X. Kendi, Nicole Hannah-Jones, those sort of people might make that statement and they'll defend it. And
Okay. Tell us.
Damn
what
it!
would an argument
Thank
be
you. Thank
from
you for
this
letting me know.
position?
Fuck it. I was gonna.
So the only remedy to past discrimination is current discrimination. That's a statement that's just coming out of the gate and saying that discrimination is the enemy here. So we're fighting against discrimination. I don't believe that we can say discrimination which is
I thought I unmuted it.
sorry, I'm trying
No,
to
you take your
reframe.
time. You take your time. Yeah, yeah. It's a good critical thinking exercise.
It is.
This is great.
I'm trying to give you something that this university will not.
Yeah. Okay, so we're fighting against discrimination. Discrimination is the enemy.
My bad.
We can't combat that. We can't combat like with like. We can't say that the answer to oppression is to
Every time I
oppress.
pause, no, it was on
can't-
accident. It was my
How come?
fault.
Because if you do that, you're just switching around the roles in a situation. You're doing it like this, right? You're just taking people as like pieces on a board game and switching them around. You're taking the oppressed and making them the oppressor. You're taking the oppressor and you're making them the oppressed.
In
That
this
doesn't-
in this case, nobody loses though.
right. But this is a game.
Right.
Yeah, this is.
But in that case, someone would actually lose.
yes.
And is it fair that some people lose at the expense of other people?
It's just the way the world works. It's not.
True.
This
It is the
guy,
way the world
man.
works. But is it?
This fucking guy, dude. This guy's so disheveled, bro. He is so lost and confused and disheveled.
Fair.
Disheveled.
Maybe fairness doesn't. Maybe fairness just depends on the individual and whatever they think is right.
I need a haircut.
whatever
It's that time, you
promotes
guys.
Their own
My hair's getting too long.
self-benefit.
Okay. So real quick before we end this one, what argument do you think someone could make to stand on strongly agree? Do you think that you could kind of conjure up one?
On strongly agree or strongly disagree?
Sorry, strongly disagree. And I'm coming to the same thing
Yeah.
for you in a sec.
So complete complete
Yeah, I got that little
ideologue
butch look going. You know what I mean?
strongly
Gotta get it-
disagree.
I gotta get it barbered up. I gotta get
Discrimination
it clean.
is never the
Better
answer.
look. How about this?
Discrimination is always the enemy. Seeing people as separate from one another is always the institution that we need to be fighting against.
So I want to ask you a question. That's a really interesting thing you said. Is a complete ideologue, is it someone who stands on one of the extreme lines?
I do
or is
look
it
younger.
someone who's not willing to
Yeah.
move a line?
I think that
I got that baby face.
strong is just a word that you're attaching to how firmly you agree on something. Whether
A
or not-
confidence level.
yeah, confidence level. Whether or not you're willing to move seems more dependent on how willing you are to switch your mindset or to accept that other viewpoints
Wow.
might be right and that no one line can have all of the answers here.
So
Oh
an
my god!
ideologue
Why
is
does it keep doing that? Why does it keep doing that? I gotta fix that.
someone not willing to move off of a line? I'm thinking out loud here.
Yeah, not willing
I
to
can't
accept
stand this guy.
that
He's
the
got a
other
high
lines
IQ,
have
right?
Valid point.
This guy's IQ is top tier. Top tier IQ. This guy.
And would it be more or less likely that an ideologue would go to one of the
I can't.
outside lines?
I think that it's not dependent. An ideologue could be neutral.
Yeah, they're just simply not willing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Completely unwilling to compromise their neutrality.
Okay.
He doesn't even. He's so confused.
Now that you've tried that, don't cheat.
No, I'm not cheating.
Now that you've tried that on that argument, how's that feeling for you? Not what you're thinking about it, but how is it feeling?
I always try to at least understand the opposing argument, even if I find it abhorrent. I try
Exactly.
to, and that's against human nature. I'm not perfect. I mean,
Where'd you learn that skill?
I've always tried to have it, but yes, I've heard it in your class for sure. Critical thinking, yeah, that's one. Yeah, and I agree that
There you
an
go.
ideologue, you could be on one end of the pole and not be like William F. Buckley, most conservative guy. He had a show where he had
This dude knows everybody,
communists
man.
on socialism.
I really wish I was that intelligent with all the historians and all these fucking great ideologues or idealists or whatever you want to call them, mind thinkers.
Plus people who wanted to legalize all drugs, and they had an honest conversation. There was no, they might trade playful jabs, but they're having a conversation. I don't think that makes him an ideologue, even though he was on one far end of the pole. I think it really matters that you're an ideologue is when you will not change.
So let's just real quick drill on that. Okay, so I'll interject it doesn't make him an ideologue, but it seems to make him intellectually courageous and brave, no?
Oh yeah, I mean, in the context of when he was doing that in the 60s through the 90s, I think the country was far more conservative, I would say, especially socially. And the fact that he was having conversations about legalizing all drugs, gay marriage, name the issue, going back into the 1960s on TV, I think that was courageous. And
We don't really see much of that anymore, do we?
no, I think that's a problem that does exist on both sides, because you have Americans, they'll sit and they'll huddle, they'll watch Rachel Maddow or they'll watch Sean Hannity. I don't know how many Americans would even be willing to watch
We're in a different zone
boring
now.
show on PBS where they actually discuss the issues and not necessarily tell people what they want to hear.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for playing the game, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
for having a game
Was
to
it
play.
fun?
Yeah, sure. I still need to do my homework before class, but yeah.
Did you get something out of it?
I think so. Did you get something out of it?
I did. You made me think. You made me think about it. So we became less about the claim and more about things that I've been doing so many of these that I was just riffing off of what you guys were saying, and it made me think about maybe if I do this in the future, I should ask people to switch lines and
It's
it just
decent.
made me think about different ways to approach the question and the problem. So yeah, it made me think, but not about the question.
Yeah,
is
he
that
dissed
fair?
him.
Yeah.
He
That's
dunked on him. Oh,
Pretty
fucking
fun.
A, your
Yeah,
IQ
well,
just
good.
got shit in a bucket.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh my
Was it
gosh.
fun? Was it fun?
Peter
Yeah,
Bogushon
cool,
just
good.
totally mind fucked you. And then at the end of it, he shit you out, dude. Holy hell. That was funny, dude. That was fucking funny. Shout outs to Peter Bogushon for that one. My goodness, dude. Tony says, I guess I'm an ideologue. I hate communisms. That is not. Hey. Everybody has their you know, their stance. You have to have it. Don't. You're a coward. Doesn't matter what it is. Even the guy there at the beginning, he would have been a coward if he. That's one thing he wasn't. Is he was not a coward. He was brave enough to stand out and speak his thought, although he was intellectually weak. His arguments were like very terrible. Like he was trying to draw, like, you know, in a line with historical events that you don't do to make your arguments, you know? Pretty bad. But at the same time, a brave stance to be taking live on the internet for people to watch. How many views did that have? Oh, I can't even find it anymore. So many videos on here. Holy cow. Oh, this is going to be a good one. This one could be a good one. Okay. Here we go. 93,000 views. Oh, this is going to be good. Strap in, you guys. Hey, actually, I'm still waiting for the discussion. If there's any women out there watching this feed right now, any one of you women out there, I love you. You are the creators. I mean, you're not the only creators, but you're the ones that birth humans. You are the vessel for life. Now listen, I love you, but at the same time, those women out there who are for abortion and are this whole my body, my choice thing, I want to talk to you. If you disagree with me on that stance, in my opinion, I want to talk to you. I want to have an honest discussion on the channel. I want to hear your opinions. I want to do some thought exercise and maybe figure out maybe if I can be persuaded in some way, just like Peter Bogushon gets people to change their minds. Maybe you could change my mind, but right now, I absolutely stand on it that abortion is murder. Okay? There's very limited and rare cases where you might even have the argument for it, but I'm there to talk about it. It would be a tough and difficult conversation, I'm sure. If you want to have it in private, let's do it in private, but let's do it on the stream too. That'd be better. That'd be fun.
Abortion in the third trimester should be legal.
No!
5, 4, 3,
I'd be all the way
2,
over here.
1, move.
Yeah! Yeah!
Wow. Okay, well, everybody's on the same line. All right, so what is your reasoning for this?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. I don't know like all of the science about like the amount of weeks until like an embryo is a fetus and all that, but I think like third trimester is pretty late into a pregnancy, and the baby is pretty developed and like almost about to be born, so it's like not right to kill a baby.
Yeah!
Okay, so you would view it
never
as
right.
killing at that point.
Yes. I don't know. I'm not like a doctor,
Yes?
but yeah.
You
And
know
I'm
the
not a
vibes?
biologist, so we're good to go. And
Is that what the guy said?
What
Is
do
that what
you,
the guy said at the
you're
back?
on the just.
Is that what the guy said in the back? He said, you know the vibes. Is that what he said?
A baby, a fetus.
Okay, so you would view it as killing at that point.
Yes. I don't know. I'm not like a doctor, but yeah.
And I'm not a biologist,
Oh,
so
he
we're
said
good
you're
to
not a
go.
biologist.
And you, what do you? You're on the
I thought he said, you know the vibes.
disagree as well. Why do you disagree with that claim?
So I'd say the main reason why I'm not on the strongly disagree is just to allow for the case of if the pregnancy is threatening the mother's life, then I think that would be the one case where abortion in the trimester is clearly justified. I mean, I think by this point, the fetus definitely has a sort of moral status where, I mean, most things are kind of up and running. And I think it'd be pretty clear, for example, if you were to, punch a pregnant woman in the womb, for example, that would clearly be, I think, murder of the fetus. And I don't think there'd be much objection to, if someone were to do that, to put them in jail for something more than just assault on the mother, but also some sort of higher kind of punishment.
Okay, just
We
to
got the
drill down on
base
that,
crew.
and you don't think that would
What school is he at here? Dartmouth Dartmouth College. I don't know where the fuck that is. Can somebody in the chat let me know where this is? This is obviously a conservative school.
Be the
Like,
case
it's
in the
gotta
second
be.
trimester, or you do?
I mean probably
Religious.
for a fair bit of the second trimester as well. I don't know enough about exactly where certain developments are.
So you're not a biologist.
I'm also not a biologist, but I am a pragmatist in the sense that, I mean, it's clear that abortion law doesn't necessarily affect the amount of abortions that
Okay.
happen, so there's a bit of a gray area there.
Okay, so do you agree with everything they said?
Mostly, but I don't know if I would. I think the third trimester is still 3 months, so I think there's still some difference between month 6 and say month 9. But I agree in particular with what he said about endangering the life of the mother, which is why I'm partly here.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So both of you said the reason you're not there is because it could endanger the life of the mother. That's right?
Yep.
So the only reason they're on disagree and not strongly disagree is because of the mother, and I think that's a pretty fair, valid statement.
Is that the reason you're not on the strongly disagree line?
Because of the
Yeah, I think that there's
potential
always
to
exceptions
risk
in
the life.
anything. Yeah, so there could be an exception, like for the mother's life or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Everybody's told me what it would take to move to the strongly disagree. What would it take to move you to the slightly disagree? Think about it. You want to think about it? Think about it. What would it take to move you one line to the left?
I think like abortion is justified, like if someone was like raped or like they are in a financial situation or like somehow like the baby
No financial situation bullshit. No financial shit bullshit.
isn't wanted or will be put at risk if it's born. But like I'm here because it's like the third trimester, which is pretty late. Like I feel like you have time to make that decision before the third trimester if like something like that does happen.
So she's for it earlier.
But I don't know if there's like a very drastic circumstance, like for the woman or for the mother.
Got it.
So for you to move to slightly disagree, it would take what would you have to know, learn? What argument would you have to hear? What reason would you have to be given? What data would have to be handed to you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm on like the regular disagree, so like to slightly disagree.
Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, what would it take you? I want to know what it's going to take you to move one step to the left.
I think some sort of probably philosophical
What's up,
argument,
Darren?
likely based in biology, that the fetus does not have some sort of moral status, or has perhaps a very gray area of moral status at that point in time. So
not a fact of the world, an opinion, because it's morality.
yeah, I mean, what I'm concerned about, when the way I approach the issue of abortion, I would say is right, just like when you're, if you were to kill an animal or something, right? What are the ethical consequences of that? And if if the ethical consequences of the baby being born are perhaps worse than terminating the pregnancy, right? Then okay, maybe we start to move.
What?
Slightly.
So
What is he
I
talking
just
about?
want to make sure I understand. So if the ethical consequences of terminating the pregnancy are worse than what?
Essentially, I mean, it's all moral. It's an ethical question. So, I mean, I'm here for a reason. Like I think at this point, especially for what Anne said, like you've had enough time. You've known you're pregnant for quite a while. You've had enough time to make a decision at a time where
You agree with that?
clearly.
I actually have a reason why I would move.
Oh, you do. I'm coming back to you. Hold on. Okay, what it would take you to move? Because I have to say I wasn't clear. Oh, do you have to go?
I just have class at 8.
Okay, go. If you have to go, you can go. Let's just see if we can finish real quick. What would it take you to move?
So a real practical reason I'll mention. I mean, one reason could be if someone could make the argument that you don't know you're pregnant by then, which is clearly not feasible. But a practical reason would be, say, the shelters for orphans are non-existent in that area, and there is a sudden and immediate sort of financially chaotic event for the family where they literally can't, take care of themselves, let alone a child.
That's a sophisticated answer. Okay, I'm processing that. So
No, dude. Come
so the-
on, dude. That was
the shelters are
childish,
full.
bro.
You can't give it up for adoption.
Yeah.
The family has economic hardship. They can't give away the baby. In that case, if that were the condition, you would move to slightly
This
disagree.
shit.
Yes.
Would you move to slightly disagree if all those conditions were met?
Possibly. I just don't think like all those conditions would be
What
met.
the
Like
fuck,
I think there
man?
always is like another option besides like killing someone. Like there probably is a family, like a foster home or
Like leave it on a doorstep.
no, not necessarily. But I think like at least in the United States there are other options. But
What if? Okay, so let's just play with this for real quick before we have to go to class. But let's just say that we're going through a depression. No one has any money. There are no other options. Would you move?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't
I
do it.
don't think
do it.
so. I mean, we've like 1920s went through a depression, and like I think a lot of people didn't have abortions just because we were going through a depression.
But we also didn't have the technology for abortion like we do now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but also like I think what we're saying, because like this question's tricky because it's the third trimester. Like I think if it were like earlier, and you were really like balancing out like the financial situation of your family, and that was a decision you wanted to make, you could have done it earlier.
Got it.
But with the third trimester, it's like it's kind of too late. I think it's like not really just to kill a child for like your financial situation.
Interesting how you used the word kill. All right, I'd love to drill down on that, but that's what we're doing. That's now we got a little unlucky that everybody was on the same line.
I was gonna say we do know each other's political beliefs.
Yeah, so the difficulty is you couldn't play each other off of each other. But anyway, that's the idea. All right, well, thanks. Was that fun?
Yeah, that's the only
it was
problem.
Fun. All right.
That is the problem with this is when people know each other and then they get together and then they're all kind of in the line. If it's a little bit better with random.
All right, Lita, you ready? Do we have more people?
Here I go. I think we got another one coming.
All right,
up.
we need 4. We can do 4. All right, start on the neutral.
I'm gonna be here in the back. I want to eat a couple
chips. Trimester should be legal. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move.
No!
Well, now I was not. No. Do whatever you believe. I was not expecting that. Okay. All right, you threw me for a little
That
bit
is
of a loop.
devil
Okay,
shit.
but I
That's
got
evil.
it. Okay. What are your reasons for abortion in the third trimester being legal?
What happened?
First of all, like the rates of women getting abortion in third trimester are significantly lower than the other trimesters. Second of all,
Can you hear her?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta speak louder.
Yeah, speak louder.
okay, first of all, the rates of women getting abortion in the third trimester is significantly lower than the first and second trimesters. Second of all, the main reason why women get abortions in the third trimester is because they don't have the money for it. So by the time they get the money for it, it becomes the third trimester. So I think if we actually want to like aim at like preventing abortion in third trimester, we should work towards like allowing like women to like have the money in order to do it in the first or second.
Okay. Do you want to add? Do you agree and do you want to add?
I'll completely backpack off of what she just said.
Oh no!
So, the statistical efforts that you provided are just so necessary, right? And I'm going to be honest. I feel like this claim right here, it's completely justifiable. It should be legal because, a lot of people,
Is this guy trolling?
they struggle with this. There's not a lot of education. There's not a lot of, resources that a lot of people can go to. And it's just a very, very detrimental problem. It's an issue.
He's
it's
trolling.
A woman's body should be sorry.
He's
Didn't make you laugh.
trolling.
But a woman's body should be a woman's choice, right? I believe that, let's not look into the children's lives yet because it's not really a child yet, A woman should be the
Troll-lo-lo-lo-lo-lo.
I'm sorry, this is...
Are you laughing at her?
Yeah.
You guys good friends? You're good friends?
Yeah.
Oh, you're laughing at him?
Yeah, because he's just saying bullshit.
Okay, well, let's go. What do you think, Hank? Why are you there?
Can I hold this?
Let me hold it. It's just safe.
All right, so I want to take it down to a state level, and then we can zoom out in a federal.
Anything you want.
So basically, New Jersey passed the Reproductive Act, which basically allows women and all New Jerseyans to control their birth control,
He's trolling
abortions,
so hard.
and anything in the.
You're off the line.
That
You're
guy
off the
was
line. You're in
trolling
Dartmouth
so
now.
fucking
So
hard.
if we zoom out on a federal level, the point of that act is to make sure that we, in some way, compensate for reparations that women have been historically, gender violence.
Okay, you're totally throwing me for a loop with the reparations thing. Where are you going with that?
This guy couldn't even hold it together trying to give the fucking argument. He was like just trying to say, oh yeah, women, I mean, yeah, this is a way big issue. And
I'm trying to say that women have historically been assaulted, sexually abused, and in that way, the right to their body is extremely important.
But I'm tracking.
Back to Phil Murphy.
I'm just not clear of the reparations thing.
I think he's talking specifically about the Reproductive Act in New Jersey and the reasoning behind it.
That's the reasoning.
Oh, the reasoning is because women have historically been oppressed?
The reasoning is yes.
Wow, you've really thrown me for a loop. Okay, so if I could find you an example of a country in which women have not been historically oppressed, I don't know, like some village in Sweden or something.
Sure.
I'm just making that up. But would you then change your mind about the claim?
No, not at all.
So what does reparations have to do with it?
He's just talking specifically about the Reproductive Act in New Jersey, and then he was going to connect that to protections for abortion in the third trimester.
I just want to make it clear, reparations is not just a purely economical term. There's something called symbolic reparations too. A symbolic reparation is in which,
Okay, so maybe I'm just getting caught up in this. So would you still be on this line?
I would still be on this line no matter what. Yes.
Independent of reparations?
Of course, because it's a woman's right to choose what she does with.
I got it.
You realize that women bear the sacrifice of dying every time they have a child.
Correct.
Right? So that's why the concept of abortion is so important, because if this was banned, right? What are you going to do when women are subject to more gender violence and more sexual assault than anyone else, especially in other countries too?
Yeah.
He's making an argument that more women are going to get raped.
Like India.
You agree with that?
I agree with it. Honestly, a lot of developing countries, they struggle with a lot of these issues, right? It's like a lot of women don't have the resources, they don't have the education, like going back to the education aspect, to just think of how far this affects their life.
So do you think it's more important then to allow abortion in the third trimester in the third world?
I think yeah, it should be allowed, but here's the thing, it has to be, it should be allowed anywhere, everywhere. But here's the thing, there has to be resources allocated in order to actually make this safe, in order to actually make this affordable for a lot of people.
That's like a major reason why women get abortion in third trimester anyways, because of lack of resources. And another reason, going back to reproductive rights,
AKA, you would have thought you didn't use sexual protection, then you decided you wanted to not take care of a baby because you can't be responsible for it. Then, therefore, you said, I need the money. Give me dodo. I need to go on my OnlyFans. I need to catch me a check so that I could go get this thing and remove it out of my body because you want to murder a baby, man. This is a bunch of bullshit. Like Dominus said, fucking word salad. This is a bunch of bullshit. Just yapping out their jaw, making a bunch of excuses for trying to allow murder. There's no reasoning here.
A lot of women who get an abortion in third trimester is because of health reasons. Like, for instance, at that point, they realize that they'll die if they go through this
said it was
pregnancy.
economic.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So since you're all strongly agree, I have two questions. My first is, let's say that a woman was going to give birth in a week and she wanted to get an abortion. Should that be legal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You can say anything you want.
If you were to criminalize
questions, my first is, let's say that a woman was going to give birth in a week and she wanted to get an abortion. Should that be legal?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
What's wrong with these fucking people?
Yeah, sure. You can say anything you want.
What is wrong with these people?
If you were to criminalize something like abortion, it's almost similar to criminalizing. If you think about it, we can put in this lens of criminalizing prostitution, right? And this is just on a completely sidetrack, but once you criminalize prostitution, you push it into this underground world, right? And it becomes incredibly more dangerous, right?
Yeah.
The risk of AIDS, the risk of sexually
This is the same argument they made about drugs.
We know that historically is true.
Yes, we do know that. So the same thing with abortion would happen. It's going to be pushed underground. It's going to be done without legal precautions and health regulations and without proper medical.
Okay, so last question here. So everybody's on the strongly agree. And did you feel you had I gave you an opportunity to speak openly and honestly about what you believe?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Okay. What would it take you to move to the agree? Think about it. What reason would you have to have? What piece of evidence? You don't have to move there. Only if your belief changes should you move.
Okay.
But what would it take you to move?
Well, how achievable is this, right? Like, if let's go back to our conversation on the third world countries, on developing countries. How economically do you get funding for a lot of this stuff to happen, and how do you allocate these resources? You go into charities, you go into NGOs, but historically, a lot of these charities and a lot of NGOs have made it worse. They've made the situation worse, and they oftentimes lead to more disproportionate inequality in a lot of these countries, leaving economic holes, families that just don't have the pressure to be able to receive this health care.
And if that were the condition, your belief would change to the agree.
Yeah.
Would that be enough to change you? Because he kept looking at you.
Are you saying because of like what exactly are you saying? You're talking about like the economics behind it?
said, man.
So go back to the conversation we just had about developing countries, right?
Yeah.
So we mentioned
He's
this idea that it
bullshitting.
should
He's
be
trolling the whole time.
accessible to everywhere. And I believe that, yeah.
Yeah.
But just how do you approach that? How economically is that?
So this kind of relates to like the issue of like funding for like Planned Parenthood and
He's
that
the
like
comedian.
related type of organizations.
Right.
So I think because like especially in our country because abortion has been
trolling.
like such a contested
So hard.
topic and it's like become related to morals, it like prevents us from properly funding these organizations that would like make abortion more accessible in the first trimester.
Can I just ask her? So if what he said was not enough for you to move to the agree?
No,
So what would it take for you to move to the agree?
nothing.
Literally nothing.
Yeah.
This
Does that
evil
concern you?
witch.
No.
Should it concern you?
I don't think it should because it's strictly abortion in the third trimester should be legal. Like
She's
I
evil.
just believe that. So
Evil.
In the greater conversation of things, this theme itself, where you're just trying to talk and try to change your minds, it's this very closed-mindedness.
No, wait.
Also, so we're talking strictly
He's
about
funny, dude. He's
economics
trolling.
right now, about women not being able to afford in
He's
the first or
trolling,
second
dude. Look at him. He can't
trimesters.
even hold
But
it in.
that wasn't the only point that I have when I'm supporting abortion in third trimester. Another issue is because some women are informed until the third trimester that the pregnancy that they're going to have will cause their death. No matter what, economics will not solve that. That will always be a possibility, unless somehow, like 50 years in the future, like
Technology,
medical
right,
like changes.
We're living in the now. Yeah.
I wanna
That bitch is
refute
crazy.
the economic position because, in my opinion, this is like almost
Can I pause you? So you're just so I understand. You want to refute what he said
Yeah.
to justify
nothing will make me move to.
to justify.
Nothing, he said.
So you
Nothing.
want to do that to say that the reason that he
I
should
think
have
both
to move
these
to
dudes are
agree
trying to
is
get
not-
laid.
Is wrong.
Holy
Is that
cow.
correct?
Yes, because it isn't an economic position when it's completely grounded in morals. Like I think anything.
You like
in
how
slight
this argument also started out with all of them just straight up to the strongly agree, and none of them have stated that they're not biologists. Like the other group was all starting off like, "Hey, we're not biologists, so we're not gonna be able to give you like details about when the nerve system." All this. These people though have our fucking full biologists.
disagreement with that statement is almost borderline like some sense of misogyny in my opinion because you have to understand that this is their body, this is their choice, and in
You have
countries
to. You
where
have to understand it. He said.
and we can go back to the developing countries argument, right? In a place like India,
You
where
have to!
sexual assault and rape is so common, right?
Right.
And
Exactly.
it's literally everywhere.
Pakistan.
Exactly, right? And these women are not wealthy enough to afford birth control, right? Or any other forms of abstinence, right? So what are you going to do when, they have to get an abortion? Similarly, it's
Ask him if he agrees with that. So he's claiming that what you just claimed to move to agree to use vulgarity is bullshit. Are you buying his argument?
No, the statement that he just made is completely garbage. Like that was like made up in 2 seconds.
made up. It's a
Wait, okay.
Even then, what about me saying about like
why are
death
you
in the
cutting
third
me off
trimester?
right now? Why are you cutting me off right now?
You guys a couple?
No.
Like I said, they all trying to get laid.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna get to another group, but
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Give it to
The little conversation that he just had with you, that was wrong. He completely took my argument and he made it into a different thing. That was not my argument. My argument was that abortion in the third trimester should always be legal. That's why I'm on this line right now. However, if you take into effort the little globalization effects and the economic standpoint of just how achievable this is, there has to be another way to make this more achievable. How do you do this?
all right. Hold on. Mark? Did you want to stand on the line?
Do it really quick. He's trying to show the outsider test for defeasibility.
Okay, so listen to him. He's gonna say something.
What if you guys would say that I'm standing here and I strongly disagree? That's not saying that's my claim, but what if that was, and I said, and you heard me say that there was nothing would change my mind. That no matter what anybody said, I was going to stand here and that was it. What would you think about that?
Well, I think it depends on what you have backing up the reason why you're in the strongly disagree.
Well, now you're breaking apart the question.
So you're saying that it would depend on my reason. Okay. What if I gave a reason and then you told me, you explained to me to my satisfaction that my reason wasn't very good, and I still stood here?
Yeah, dude.
In all honesty, like that's completely acceptable. You know, you have your right to the opinion, and if you don't want to change your mind, you know, even if you're wrong, and wrong here is it depends, but even if you're wrong, you know, it's a bit frustrating, you know, because
I think you're saying it should be concerning to you. Yeah. They should be concerned about your closed belief life.
And I think you can see that reflected in American politics. And second of all, even if he has that opinion, the issue is like when there's opinions like that, acted upon, like those opinions are being acted upon in terms of establishing law and how that affects
they are
women. Like that's the problem.
Policy is the most dangerous way for radicals to spread their influence, right? So for example, even in our sense, we're on the extreme other side of this, right? And let's say hypothetically he was on the extreme other side of this, right? When that everyone is entitled to their opinion, right? But once you use that
He
to
started
put into
out
practice
saying, though,
law and public
they're
policy
morally
making
blinded.
for hundreds of thousands of individuals, right?
Can I just so you said something I thought was really interesting. He said something I thought was interesting. He said radicals.
Okay.
And is
I'm not
it
describing us as radicals?
No, I know. Would a reasonable person say that the definition of radical is someone not willing to change their mind?
Is that? Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Huh?
No.
What would you say that he's a radical?
I would say radical is function in absolutes. So there's.
So you want to comment?
So you're saying that I'm a radical because I. It seems like
to that in that case.
Would you say?
He's like, you got
radicals as well.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that
it applies to him and not to us.
it doesn't apply to him. I never said that it applies
This
to him.
whole
I'm just
idea
saying
of
that
radicality goes. You used the wrong word here. Radical is extreme.
No, I didn't.
It's too extreme.
Did you use the wrong word?
No, I didn't. I'm not saying we're radicals. I'm just saying that radicals function in
fucking
absolutes where
great.
they can't consider any other side. That doesn't mean that
Do you agree with that?
that doesn't mean
Radicals can't consider changing their beliefs. They can't view another perspective.
I feel like they can view another perspective, but they're still not going to change. Like they can address another perspective existing, but that's not going to change their own.
So then the question is it good to be radical?
Never.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with being radical. I
They
think
can't figure it out,
It depends on the type of radical you are in reference
This
to
is
the
great.
majority and how that manifests in.
You notice how they just keep yaw yapping? You know what I mean? They just like a clock, keep going on and on and on and on. It's like they're trying to be right. They're trying to be the winner. They're trying to be the moral superior in the argument. They're trying to walk away feeling good about it. They're trying to walk away feeling like their thought process is better than the guy that's working the exercise, who is obviously clearly highly intelligent, and putting you through the paces. This is good.
Policy.
Okay, we'll wrap up in a second, but is there some... Oh, you want to go?
Yeah. You're basically saying it all goes back to this idea of polarization, right? And the way that we're going towards right now, we're becoming increasingly polarized in both directions, right? We've chosen both extremities.
Definitely true.
And you know, looking at where we're standing right now, going back to the idea of closed-mindedness and how willing are you to change your opinion, right? I think that should be one of the biggest concerns of this whole project right here.
And how willing are you to change your opinion?
From this, I'm not willing at all. I'd consider myself radical if that's what needs to be done in terms of this question.
So is there any possibility at all that you could be incorrect?
No.
Wow.
Well, maybe, yeah. There's always going to be this idea itself.
Right now, because currently right now, you can't disprove that women aren't possibly dying from pregnancies in the third trimester.
This idea itself, I agree with.
That's right,
I
Carol.
also strongly agree, right? The theme, I strongly agree with. But, if you're willing to talk it out, I am open to seeing other people's opinions. And if they're able to, somehow show me a different understanding, a different perspective,
you
then
would
maybe
move.
I would move, right?
But on this question, or are you saying in general?
In general, yeah.
But
Well, on this question, yeah, you're right. We're talking in this
question. I wouldn't go past agree or slightly agree.
He is trying. I just slobbered all over myself. This guy is trying to get laid with this girl. Both of these dudes are trying to slide into DMs with this girl, and they are trying so hard to make arguments. And the guy in the middle, in particular, is trying to be himself, but he keeps going back to the simp when she starts going overbearing. It's great.
No,
You would move. You would
I
move.
would move.
Why wouldn't you go to neutral? If someone has a
You're
good
right.
reason.
Yeah, I would go to neutral. Yeah.
Why?
Because I want to be willing to understand other people's perspectives, ideas, and the education that goes behind it. Because people have spent lives thinking this, and I want to understand why.
Understanding doesn't mean you have to change your own opinion. You can understand and still think the same thing.
You can consider other perspectives while still holding firm on an opinion.
You can also
Is
be
it
neutral.
good to hold firm on opinions?
I think that opinions are naturally very much grounded in the fact that you think you're right, or right. We would agree. That's what makes an
follow
opinion.
this ideology that they just stated, then
So-
you're never going to witness change.
No, but in an issue like this, it's in my opinion, it's very important that people stand behind. This is an issue about women, right? And so people stand behind women. That's my whole logic.
So he said, and I'll let you guys go say. So he said, in an issue like this, it's important for people to stand behind women.
It's important for people to rally behind women and for other women to support each other on this issue.
What would you do if he said, in an issue like this, it's important to stand behind life or the fetus or something like that? All right, anyway, I'm gonna let you guys wrap up.
But her argument is that women can also die in the third trimester.
Exactly. So a big reason
Standing behind life.
Because a big reason of women getting abortion in the third trimester is because there's a possibility of them dying from pregnancy. So it becomes a question: do we care more about an unborn fetus or a woman who's actually alive?
Who's risking her life?
I want Mark to take that, but I've kept you guys for way too long, so thank you. Appreciate it, man. Thanks. You guys get something out of that? Was that fun?
I learned.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
All right, thanks. That fun?
I learned.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Oh no! I did it again, man. I did it again. No, the reason she looked at the guy like, you're not getting laid. That was so fucking stupid, dude. That was so dumb. That was dumb. That's what you get when you, oh my god. The ridiculousness of those conversations there are too rich for me. Sometimes they're too rich for me. Honestly, I could interject every 2 seconds, but my goodness, that was terrible. Those people were terrible. The first crew came in pretty good. I got to be honest. Maybe just because I agree with them, but the other opinions were fucking hilarious. All right, let's see this. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to switch it up. Somebody suggested this the other day. They said, hey, can we watch some Ryan? So, let's check it out. I saw this popped up. I haven't seen it. Let's check it out. Ryan Log. See ya. See you later.
There's a ton of girls that get pregnant right now. You always hear Elon Musk talking about how he's saving the planet because he has 10 kids with 5 different baby mamas. Well, I got 12 kids with 7 baby mamas. You don't hear anyone congratulating me. I don't know, we're basically the same guy, so I don't know why I'm treated differently. I tried to give my kid a wacky name with numbers in it too, P Money the second, and my baby mama told me to fuck off. All I get is calls from the government telling me to pay my child support. Hello? Oh, no, this isn't him. I think you have the wrong number. No, that's definitely a different guy. Tracked me down. Elon's getting all this money from the government. I got the government telling me to pay money. But you're trying to save the world. You know, then you hear him bragging about living in a tiny home. I sleep on my stepmom's couch. What's up? Yeah, life's a lot harder when you're not a billionaire. Looking good. You know, Elon wants to save the environment with electric cars. I take the bus, motherfucker. Bit of a population problem right now. Not enough people.
He said, I take the bus, motherfucker.
Do our part. What, because he has money, he's doing more to stop the population issue? And he thinks he's some hotshot because he's gonna bring himself to Mars? Dude, I plan on dying in the next 2 years of AIDS. Not on some gay shit either. I just do a lot of intravenous drugs and I don't go to the doctor. I hear he's all into tunnels now. I mean, I once slept in a drainage tunnel for 2 weeks straight.
This fucking do-rag
he's really
is
the
hilarious.
tunnel guy. Media's making up stories about him smashing with people's wives. I actually smashed with people's wives. No one says shit about that. Radio silence. It's actually currently a warrant out for me, so maybe we shouldn't be making this video to be honest, but it just pisses me off, you know what I mean? My dad banged my stepsister, no one wants to talk about that. Basically 100% raw dog for humanity. If I do put one on, I take it off halfway, just doing my part. I've also tried to smash with most of the girls that I worked with in the past because I care about the planet, but I find out that none of them really care about this population problem quite as much as I do, I guess. Doesn't even matter what she looks like I'll just down to hit it, quit it, kid it.
I don't speak English real much.
I actually got a pretty fit stepdaughter right now, come to think of it. If I go over there, I'd probably have to see my actual kid though, her much younger brother, and probably have to explain why the money hasn't been coming in. I did add her on Instagram though, so we'll see what happens. You don't hear anyone congratulating me. I mean, we're both business owners. I sell weed. Unfortunately, not that much weed, or maybe I wouldn't be in this predicament. I'm the one actually saving the planet, Elon.
It was alright. It was alright. It was pretty decent there, but not too good. It was not too good. I really wish I could see Ryan Long putting out another comedy special. I saw his last one, but I would love to see him put together a new one.
Washington, D.C.
The multi-billion-dollar elites, scumbags, don't get to pay taxes.
You know, you hear a lot about global elites.
Oh, are there global elites? Of course there are. Yeah,
global
they're
elites.
Yeah, sure.
My plan is to track down and infiltrate DC's global elites. Have you come in contact with any of the DC global elites?
We're trying to, that's why we are like...
You're sort of trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But when I started asking questions about the global elites' whereabouts...
Hey, did he run into 1776 down there?
They hang out?
No, I don't know.
All of a sudden, everyone's lips sealed right up. Convenient, but thank you.
I mean, they're not running the world. Is that what you're getting at? You know, when
Some people might have been even working for them.
there's no coordinated effort. Absolutely not. It's coincidental.
But one thing that definitely wasn't a coincidence.
It's just
is that the minute I
coincidental.
started poking around the White House, I was immediately removed from the premises. We're with the press, though. You closed it up? We got here. Obviously, we're not gonna have to leave because we're with press, but where do we go?
All the way up to H.
Even press?
All the way up to H. Everybody that parked.
We started asking questions about the global elites. We were removed from the hill.
Can I speak to you, Elspeth?
What do you don't want to do when he's watching? Do you think we were onto something? That's why they're kicking us out?
No.
It is possible that we were onto something, though.
Are you on television? I guarantee it.
We started talking to that guy, and then they immediately shut it down. And that's when I made my big break in the case. Which way if we want to catch some of the global elites? Is there like a global elite area?
Old Ebbets Grill.
Old Ebbets Grill?
Yeah, it's right over here. Old Ebbets Grill, you'll find a lot of people that
We are going to check out this Ebbet Hotel. We've been
Old
told where it
Ebbets
is.
Grill.
It's there. Do you guys know the Ebbet Hotel?
Global
You don't know where it
elites.
is, or you just don't want to say? Some other people didn't want us going there, that's why. Just wondering if you're working with them. Said there's like some bar where all the elites hang out, he said.
Old Ebbet, maybe. Just right up.
Old Ebbet, the elites.
Here's like the Washington Hotel.
He was sort of saying like the global elites mainly there, always.
Yeah, in the back, like you'll see a lot of congressmen and whatnot. I don't know about all
In
of
the
that.
back.
I know.
And as they approach,
Everybody, the location has been revealed. Old Ebbets Grill in the back is where the global elites will be hanging out on a regular basis.
the global elites hive. I was
Global
surprised by the other things
elites.
that the government's been doing.
They're also covering up like war hurt.
The media get into Congress, into the president's office, and they start going against the Constitution of the United States of America.
That's right, brother.
Somebody won't be that next shit. The old man, 79 years.
But nothing was more important
True.
than infiltrating the global elites. We were told that there's like
Joe Biden is old as shit.
a lot of like elites that sort of hang out here. Could you point them out, which ones it is?
And I don't even know if any are here right now.
Would you be able
I
to
don't
maybe
know
ask
if
a
any
few
are
people
here
if
right
they're-
now.
No, I'm not gonna ask a guest if they're Washington elite. I prefer if you not bother them either. I'm happy to have a manager come speak with you.
Oh, she's good. You guys, this is good. She's on it. She's like global elite ninja warrior status. She's like she's the what is it? The assassin. She's like the undercover CIA assassin.
But nothing was more important than infiltrating the global elite. We were told that there's like a lot of like elites that sort of hang out here. Could you point them out, which ones it is?
And I don't even know if any are here right now.
Would you be able to maybe ask a few people if they're...
No, I'm not gonna ask a guest if they're Washington elite. I prefer if you not bother them either.
She said Washington elite, not global. Not global. She said Washington elite.
I'm happy to have a manager come speak with you.
Maybe the manager could, just ask a few of them and see like which people here are elites and which ones aren't. And
I
then
really doubt that they're gonna go up to a random guest at our restaurant.
what if we just put it on like a piece of paper and slipped it to them, and it's like a checkbox, like if you're an elite, check yes, check no, and then we could sort of.
Put it on a
I'm
piece
gonna
of
get a
paper.
manager to come speak with you because I'm not qualified to handle this conversation.
Hey, or anyone like sort of elite sort of situation.
I can't really create a situation where I allow filming it.
But you could sort of just ask them, like, hey, there's some people.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like, look, bro. I mean, between me and you, bro, I just can't have this all, right here. I mean, I just shaved earlier in my bathroom and gave myself fucking 20 cuts, okay, right before work. I'm not really gonna go through this with you, brother.
People that want to talk to you guys, if you don't mind, like maybe just, well, maybe like just one or two, and we could even wait till after their dinner and then talk to the elites then.
I mean, you're typically
wait,
I'd
one
have
second.
to go through corporate just to approve any filming indoors.
No, we could wait till after they're done their meal and then talk to the elites then. That's fine.
I mean, I'm not sure who you mean exactly. We're a place for anybody,
But there's no one you could sort of
Not
like.
that I could pick
what
out
if
today.
what if I dropped like a hundo or something like that? You say like,
it's
give
not
me like
even a matter of money. It's just walking around. We've got your typical DC crowd here today, my friend.
Okay, what percentage do you think is elites versus non for us to, if we were looking
I
to
mean,
interview?
like I said, it's everybody's welcome. So
the staff inside the restaurant.
I mean,
was
everybody's
very
welcome here, bro.
hesitant to
Don't worry,
tell us
it's all good.
Which was elites and which was non. I have reason to believe that most of those staff members probably were compromised. They've been turned. Luckily, I do have a backup plan here.
Thank you for calling the Olympic Girl. How may I help you?
Hi, my name's John Elite. I have some of my friends at the bar right now, and I'm going to be coming in to meet with them. I'm just wondering if you could tell me which table they're at.
I am not too sure. You can check in at the host stand, and then then they'll let you know.
So I was actually hoping to surprise him. What's
the name?
I forget the exact name that we were using, but they were definitely global elites, if that helps.
Global Elite? Is that a company?
My friends who I'm meeting up with are global elites like myself.
And by global elites, what do you mean by that?
Just some, powerful people that I will be joining.
So how are we supposed to
Yo, chat.
locate them without any...
Does anybody want to play chess?
Is it possible to maybe
Does anybody want to play a game of chess
if there's any
before I
table
go to
of
bed?
elites
I'm about to
at
get out of here
the
in a minute.
Premises right now, and then I could. Right now, she's looking to see if there are any elites. I'm feeling pretty good about this plan. keep my eye out.
Classic
Because when you start
soul
asking
music.
questions like this, sometimes doesn't end up pretty. Worst case scenario, she notifies the elites that someone's looking for them. Best case scenario, I will be getting the table address. Hey, oh, you weren't able to track down any of the elites?
No.
Is it possible that they got to you?
He's so funny. She said no.
Okay, so the staff's 100% compromised. That is a
Uh-huh,
guarantee.
yeah.
I'm not going to say that I'm surprised to see
So
that
compromised,
be the case.
tinfoil hats, gotta go
staff's
away, it's
been
real.
Spoken to. I'm sure that her family's in danger right now. So, to be honest, I'm happy that she did, decide not to tell me where the elites
And
are.
as I watched the global elites take off in their helicopter, one thing became clear. The global elites were going to live to play another day.
So funny, dude.
Our hunt for global elites currently remains a cold case. If you're interested in a whole bunch more of DC footage,
That was pretty good,
click the
man.
link below.
That was much better than the other video, I gotta be honest. But the global elites, holy cow, they're starting to sound like some of the 1776 folks down there. The global elites, the globalist brother. All right, you guys, we're about to get out of here. If anybody wants to play chess, we're gonna play a game. I'll play you in a game of chess. Otherwise, I'm gonna play one game of chess. That's right, one game of chess, and then I am getting the freak out of here, man. We're gonna see how well I do today. I'm gonna try to go with the Queen's Gambit. I don't know if we're gonna do it or what. I shouldn't. I fudged that up. I was supposed to go up there. I totally messed that up, but it's okay. We're just gonna play. We're gonna play. I don't know. We're gonna go for it. I tried to go out with the opening, but I kind of fludged it. But I'm coming back here. Better. It's better butter time. Go for it, dude. Try me. Change here. Let's play the game. Let's play the game. Alright. Dominus says, in trim, jail myself otherwise. Hey, I like it. Alrighty here. What are we gonna be worried about? What are we worried about? That. Now he's gonna have to move it, and no matter what, he's either going here or here, and I could take it. Gotta go here, and I could take it, or he can go here. Piece is gone. Horse is gone. That was a bad move, buddy. Bad move, buddy. Thanks for your horse. Gonna start playing. Offensive. Offense, brother. Good night, Lindsay. Take it easy. This guy's trying to play. He wants to come. All right, here we go. We're gonna play. We're gonna play. We're gonna play. Got some idea. Out here. I'll put him in check. Here he's gonna take it. I'm gonna save the horse. We're gonna not ride the cowboy unless we could put him in check here, but he took that. Back off. We're gonna back off. Dominus, see you out. Peace. This is kind of boring. Some people don't really like it, but fuck it. You know, I don't really like it. It's my channel. We're streaming. I gotta get this out. I gotta get this out. Here we go. Oh, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. He's not gonna see it coming. Watch this. Watch this. We're going in hot. Watch this. We're gonna go. Did it. Freaking did it. That's not a good thing. That is not good, dude. Not terrible, though. It kind of mucked up my plan a little bit. All right. I had a strategy idea here that I was going to play and unfold. I think we're going to try it out here. We're going to try to juke, play the game here. Probably the same way to do it. Take the horses. Playing games now. We're gonna play a game. It's gonna be interesting. I gotta get this out. I gotta move here. I gotta make a move. That bishop out. That's not good. All right. He's playing games now. Playing games. He's playing smart. I come in. Gonna make a sacrifice here. Not in the best position. Probably gonna lose. And this guy is higher rated than me, so. Not good, not good, not good. That's actually pretty. Nope, not good. Still not good. Still not good. Still not good. Still not good. Out of there. That actually quite a bit. Get out. Not good. He's up 4 points on me right now. And this is going to put him in check here. but I can't do that because then he's going to have that in here. Whoever it is not in the best position with their queen. Let's try to up our game here. I got a couple moves I want to make. I want to move this queen up here to create a check situation, which I can do now. And he's going to have to move. Doesn't really leave me the best here, so I'm funny boy here. What are we gonna do here? We're gonna sacrifice a piece, that bishop, because that's a dangerous piece, or that castle. That's a dangerous piece. The rook. Dangerous. Threatened. And lose it. I'm definitely gonna lose this, so I'm kind of like in a position right now where I'm just. That was not. I can't do anything. He's got both rooks out. I might as well just give up at this time. He's +6. We're gonna push till the very end. We got 2 minutes 58 seconds left. About to file. I can't even really. I've been trying to get on. Drama over. This is a terrible game. It's done. I just. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be it for me. I'm out of here for the night. That was a terrible game of chess. I started off my whole entire Queen's Gambit in the wrong sequence. My second move there to C3 instead of C4 was the wrong move there. Should have made the C4 play, making it threaten him moving over the centerpiece and then allowing me to engage in the whole Queen's Gambit thing. But hey, it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to go live more frequently. You know, I say that every time, but I go live when I go live. I've been trying to give you guys some content to hang out to, something to break away from all the bullshit out there in your lives. Until the next one, you guys sign up for the notifications and the subscribe and whatnot. That's all I ever ask from you guys for the channel. It's just if you like what you see, support it by liking and subscribing. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one. Till then, peace, love, and I love everybody.